Okay, 7 helpful tips on having a miracle. And the first one's going to be getting in touch with earth energy. And earth energy is just energy of the earth. And there's many different types of earth energies. There's volcanic earth energy of the beach, earth energy of an island. There's rainforest earth energy, earth energy of the mountains, earth energy of a farm, right? So there's all these different types of earth energy, and we tend to be, drawn to certain types of earth energies. And, this is something that we teach. We teach people how to ground their body and run particular types of earth energies through their energy system. But a practical way that everyone can do this is really just getting outside and getting in touch with nature, whether it's going for a walk or a hike or just being outside. Some people like to even just take their shoes and socks off and just have their bare feet kind of touching the grass, or if they're near a beach, they're barefooted on the beach and just walking along the beach, feeling the sand and the water. And, when you're getting in touch with earth energy, this is very healing. This is why we like to be out in nature. And getting in touch with earth energy can kind of help us feel a little more grounded or connected with the earth, and it gives us a way to, start releasing unwanted energies that we may have held on to in our body or even our energy field. And it can help kind of create more a sense of a realness. Sometimes, when we feel a little spaced out or a little ungrounded and clumsy, if you will, sometimes just getting in touch with earth energy, and again, there's different ways to do that, we feel a little more grounded, a little more permission to be present in our physical bodies. Okay, number 2 is stepping out of fear and moving into the light of your own being. And that transition can kind of look like, shifting out of the darkness, out of being afraid, and, moving into the light of your own being, and so that you can really feel and experience the higher emotions, or essentially the qualities of spirit, such as that sense of joy and that fun and that enthusiasm, that excitement. And, one practical way to step out of fear would be kind of referring back to the first tip, which is getting in touch with earth energy. A more advanced way with kind of stepping out of fear, if your third eye is open and really taking a look at fear, and then you almost start to kind of see through it. You start to realize, oh, wait a second, this is just an illusion. This isn't even real. And then you kind of chuckle at it. You kind of go, okay, well, that's kind of funny. It kind of spooked me a little bit. I was afraid. And then, I start to look at this and kind of go, oh, yeah. Just reminding yourself that, yeah, it's not even real. It's an illusion. And that can shift the energy for you. All right, number 3 is surrender. Surrender, surrender, surrender. And, what does that look like? One aspect of it might be you're not going against something anymore. You're not in resistance. You're not in the fight anymore. So that can kind of look like putting down the battle axe, putting down the sword, so to speak. And of course, I'm just kind of talking metaphorically. Sometimes we're battling certain things in our life, and kind of it's just deciding, okay, this is not really, I'm not benefiting from this. This is it's not really helpful. It's not serving me anymore. And just making the conscious choice to just go, okay, I'm waving the white flag here. I'm deciding to surrender. And that can be hard because we're so used to being in effort and fighting, and that is a way. But when it comes to having miracles, I do see this as a helpful thing to have a miracle in your life, is really just waving the white flag, just deciding to go, no, okay, enough is enough, and I'm going to put the sword down, so to speak, and I'm going to let this be and really let go. So surrender, that's definitely key. Another one is being open, and especially open to the divine. And at this level, I'm really kind of speaking to the heart chakra, really opening yourself up at that level. So if you are familiar with chakras, and you can open and close chakras, right, just with your intention through visualization, and really opening your heart chakra up more. And what I've noticed with many things, when you're really wanting something or needing something, it's going to be tough to have it if your heart is really closed down. It's the being able to be a little more vulnerable and open that up and be open to spirit, the divine. It's much easier. It's like a house, right? It has a front door. If the door is just always shut, um, how are you going to bring in something, right? How are you going to bring in something you're needing or wanting or this particular miracle, whatever it might be? And there has to be a willingness and openness to have that door open to receive. Otherwise, you're just closed off to it, and but then you don't have it. It's just kind of out there. So that is number 4. So number 5 is prayer and praying. So this can look different for everybody, but you're essentially being in communication with spirit, and that can again look different for everyone, and there's no particular way, but you might be in communication about where you're currently at. You might be in communication about what you're wanting or what you're needing or what you would really like to have. But just being in communication looks pretty important. And then number 6, releasing limiting beliefs. Yeah, that's a big one. And if you've been practicing meditation, I imagine if you're watching this video, and maybe if you're subscribed to the channel, that's what you're interested in, that you can sit in meditation and you can bring your attention behind your eyes, and you can just decide that, okay, I'm ready to kind of take a look at a limiting belief and just see what comes up in front of you. Be totally open. And, in meditation, you can see colors and symbols and images. These images can be very literal, or sometimes, a lot of times, very metaphorical. Sometimes they're memory based. And just kind of, starting with the intention of, okay, I'd like to become aware of, I'd like to take a look at a limiting belief and just see what comes up. And try not to judge it, try not to figure it out or analyze it. Just a matter of just being a witness, kind of, if you're in the movie theater and you see kind of the screen out there, and then suddenly an image pops up on that big screen, and you're just kind of just looking at it. And then just kind of observe it, just kind of notice the contents of what's kind of going on within that. And you start to become more conscious of, oh, wait a second, yeah, I asked to see a limiting belief. Now I'm starting to see it, however it looks. And then deciding, once you become aware of it, go, oh, wow, okay, I kind of had a hunch this was a limiting belief, or wow, this is surprising. I didn't even realize this is a limiting belief that I was holding on to. And just making the conscious choice to let that go, to just kind of dissolve the image, if you will. And then you're kind of a little more free. And that's really how this works, is in meditation. The more you can become aware of these illusions in your mind and dissolve these and let these go, you're becoming more free. And the last one, which is a big one, is trusting spirit. This can sometimes feel like, you're on the edge, and you're leaning back on the edge, and it's the air, it's the wind that supports you just so that you don't actually fall off the cliff. Obviously, metaphorically speaking, that you're really leaning into spirit, and that you're allowing spirit to kind of it's like those what are those trust exercises where someone falls back and they all catch the person. It can kind of be like that, in this kind of metaphorical picture I'm kind of describing to you, of being on the edge of a cliff and kind of falling back. And not that you're falling off the cliff, it's just that the air, as a representation of spirit, that the wind is just kind of blowing you just kind of right on your back, that you're just kind of leaning into the wind. And that can be kind of scary, but free and liberating, and that you're really leaning into spirit and you're trusting it. And that looks kind of very crucial and important if you're really interested in having a miracle.